Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the ADK Rock and Metal channel, and today we're going to be doing some Dethklok and go into the water. Also, it should be referred to as Metalocalypse. Metalocalypse. Metalocalypse.
Are you sure it's not Dethklok? I've always pronounced it Dethklok.
Okay, we'll call it Dethklok if you want.
Was there a K or a C in there?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, if it's Dethklok then. I'm reading my notes. I was writing these when I was like full of COVID at the time, so I could be wrong. So key thing to remember this is from it was a cartoon series that was out in 2006, which was all about a heavy metal band called Dethklok.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
So, and what you would have is in each of these episodes, you'd see this heavy metal band that would be interacting with each other, and they're very funny and stuff. And then they'd launch into a song or something, and the music was written by the animators. So there's this one guy who wrote the music.
Brendan Small is called, isn't he?
So he wrote, and that's became. So Dethklok actually do perform. He's got a bunch of other musicians behind him, and what they do is they go out and they perform shows, and they have the Dethklok animation on the screens behind them, and they play the music technically. So the music was never meant to be a band on its own. It was always just a cartoon series.
Is this like the metal equivalent of the Gorillaz?
Probably.
Not quite. Imagine the best way of putting it would be like
if the Doom soundtrack became a band.
Yeah, so like someone who wrote because the Doom music's like metal and stuff like that. But if you start off with like Scooby-Doo cartoon series, and then suddenly you put music into it, and then it becomes
a bigger
an actual band afterwards. So and the series was really, really funny. We actually had it when we went on tour in the States in 2008. We had it on the DVD player in the van. So we had the whole Dethklok series playing in the van when we were driving. So that was quite funny. But yeah, go into the water is what we're going to talk about now. The way we do it, there's a quick sponsor from today's video sponsor. Let's do that. Okay, now we've done the sponsor bit. The way we do it is we've gone away, we've watched the video already, we've made some notes about it, and we're now going to play you each of the minutes and talk about them as we go. So this is the first minute from the video, just for you at home. Okay, let's kick into it. So for me, looking at this, it's a crappy 80s cartoon style, isn't it? It ain't the base. If you're thinking this is 2006, the animation style is not like top end cartoon animation. This is basic style. Musically, that first riff is most basic death metal chug for the first 45 seconds.
Yeah.
I was so bored. That first minute, I was watching this going, and I was sitting there going, hang on, I remember watching this when we went on tour in America and loving this, and watching this going, I can't, why did I love this? This is really boring.
It's like grade.
First minute. This is the first
grade
minute.
1 level, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guitar.
E. He's going to go.
I
I love
remember that.
When you play it in a lower, you playing in B, aren't you?
Go on then. You tell us what you thought of this. Go on.
I mean, for what you've said about it being a sort of animated cartoon series brought to life with about a metal band, kind of fills in some of the sort of blanks. But I mean, I've put down that the animation starts off, it looks like Japanese animation, anime, manga, whatever you want.
Yeah, it probably aims for that.
But then when the images of the band come on, it's more like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, that's a good
The animation.
example.
But musically, I've noted down that it's sort of melodic doom. Sort of reminding me of the English band Solstice at times, you know. So I quite liked that, but I mean, my notes don't sort of expand any further than that. So I guess that's kind of
That's what you wrote for the whole thing.
yeah, melodic doom. I mean, I've got a point about the vocals later on, but yeah, I mean, I enjoy, you know, as a piece of music. I thought, yeah, this sort of intrigued me first of all.
Okay.
But I didn't sort of marry up with the fact that it was sort of a long-running sort of cartoon series. I thought it was just a particular band who produced a music video in this style. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Didn't know that background story.
I don't think we should underestimate how much this got people, a new generation of people, into death metal.
It did, yeah.
Never heard of it, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Gene Hoglan is
Huge
on
in
drums,
America,
so I know
massive
it because
America.
of Gene Hoglan, legend from Dark Angel, strapping young lad, Fear Factory, Death.
Yeah.
One of the greatest drummers of all time. The Human Drum Machine, as it's called. They don't give him anything in this to do they? It's very easy for him. I agree with you. That riff is it's just unimaginative, repetitive. It's like they're trying to do an upbeat version of Death Doom. So I can see where you're coming from on that. I was just curious as to that channel, Adult Swim, because was that ever available on cable TV to us here in England?
No.
So Adult Swim is an American adult-oriented television programming block aired by the American basic cable channel Cartoon Network during the evening primetime and late-night day parts. The channel features stylistically varied animated and live-action series targeting an adult audience.
No.
So I just, it's a strange
It's
name.
why it picks up in America. It was all an American
I just
audience,
thought, it might be like soft porn. You like, do you remember when you had, do you remember,
It was
do
hunting
you remember
for
live
soft porn.
TV? Do you remember in the late 90s, live TV, and they had topless darts? You know, women playing
He wanted
darts.
to sheathe his sword again.
Yeah, no, I was like, I just remember, I was like, is it one of those? If only it was that big. Yeah, so it's just strange, isn't it, how this band came into being and how it became a thing with a cult following.
Yeah.
But it's got Gene Hoglan in it, so
Yeah, it was
just for
interesting.
that.
Let's kick into the next minute. So this is minute 1 to minute 2 for you at home. Okay, so for this section, this is where we're actually starting to get some interesting riffs kicking in. So I thought it had like an almost Sabbath vibe at this point on that riff, and that relates to your kind of Doom vibe on it. Vocals, spoken word.
Yeah, they are.
It does work, but it feels a bit slow to build up because you're almost like 2 minutes in the song and you're like, okay, where are you going with this?
Quite salacious, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, are you going to get anywhere? We haven't got to the chorus. The chorus is in the next minute, so we can talk about the chorus. But I do like the Sabbath vibe, and that does tie into where you were talking about with this kind of melodic doom kind of vibe. Any other thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, with the vocals, I've heard that style before, and as you say, it's sort of spoken word, harsh whisper almost.
Yeah.
You know, it's even below spoken word. And I thought, well, yeah, they're starting the song off like this, but to carry that out through the whole song even bored me, and thought, well, that doesn't work. But as a sort of first part of a song, the intro riff or whatever you want to call it. Yes, it's a technique that can work, but to employ that vocal delivery throughout the song was almost anyone could have done it. Where's the talent in that?
Yeah.
Any member of the public, any member of the band, any member of the project could do. Well, I'll do the vocals if you like. It's just.
Do you not think he's a bit like the villain in the pantomime? If you give someone a script and they'll try and do a voice, so it's like a slithery. It's like I wrote down here. It sounds like a carnivorous Count Dracula who's not had any human blood for a year. Anyone can do it, and you don't even need to be loud because you can just elevate it in the mix, can't you? It'd be very hard to do that live and get yourself heard when you've got a chugging guitar in the background and drums pounding away.
We've got to rate this on the sense of that it was a cartoon first, music second.
I can't actually remember much about the video though, and I should be doing because it's...
No, and the thing is, this would have been mixed in with a story. So there would have been a story, then it would have cut to this video, then it would have gone back to the story in the cartoon. So the video or the music is almost superfluous to the cartoon element. And so they came off. It's almost like an afterthought where they needed something to write for that episode.
But if you just outsourced it to a songwriter or even AI these days and said, can you just give us a mid-tempo death metal song? This is just run-of-the-mill generic stuff, isn't it? It's such
let's get to the next section. So this is minute 2 to minute 3, which covers us with the chorus. Okay, so this is where you're sort of saying about Doom. The chorus feels Doom to me.
I can't even remember it. I didn't even know there was a chorus in this
The thing that I did find is it's the first time with the songs we've done where the vocals don't feel like they've been mixed right. The vocals feel like they're floating above the rest of the instrumentation. Every other song you hear it all feels like there's a nice balance. It's sitting well within the mix. We talk about sitting in with the mix, and this time it feels like they've mixed the rest of the instrumentation and then recorded the vocals over the top and never quite balanced it down. It also doesn't feel like it goes anywhere, the vocals. It does the chorus and then you're like, okay, you didn't peak me, you didn't take me down, you haven't emotionally changed me from what you did on the spoken word section. It's just monotone up to that point. Everything feels very much just the same. Now, this may be not a good example of a Dethklok song, but it's the one that had a video so that I came across, so it's why we picked it. But any other thoughts on choruses? And then otherwise we'll just go through the last section of the song.
Nothing so much on the chorus, but in this minute of the song there's sort of, along with other animation, there's sort of focusing on band members. Is that the right term? I think he's the bass player. I've noted down that the first thoughts come to mind is Jack Black in that wrestling film, Nacho Libre, is it?
Nacho Libre, yeah.
Whoever that character, whoever that band member is.
He's the bass player.
He looks, that animated portrayal of him is Jack Black from that film.
I don't even remember the chorus. I didn't.
Let's do the last section then.
Yeah.
So this is from minute 3 to the end of the song. Okay, so we have, throughout this session, we have got some nice lead guitar parts. They're nothing special though, that's the thing. This is where I was almost trying to cherry pick some real things that stood out. Like, there's got to be something more than what's going on here. So they add a little bit of colour to the song, but you go back to the chorus, I think the lead guitars were probably the best part of the song overall. They're the only thing that added any kind of natural structure. I mean, to the end, there is a good Doom riff in there, but it got boring fast. This is one of those other songs that we've done when we were watching these that I was like, what's the timeline on it? How much more have I got left of this till it finishes? Because it wasn't going anywhere. It's different when you get like a build up of a song and it takes you somewhere, but when it just does this and it goes the same the whole way through, and you're like, okay, this is not going to change. And you're going, okay, you've got 2 minutes now left of the song to go somewhere. You've got a minute and a half to go somewhere. You've got 1 minute to go somewhere. Shit, you're not going anywhere, are you?
It's basically like a comfortable ride on the motorway, isn't it? On the inside lane for 20 miles.
Yeah,
nothing happens.
It was cruise control.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole way. There was no interaction needed on it. It wasn't going to take us anywhere. So, any other final thoughts from you, Andy?
Not really. As I say, it's just watching it for the first time. I thought I'd heard of the name Dethklok or Dethklok.
Yeah.
But I just assumed it was a sort of one-off video from a band, and they've just employed this anime Beavis and Butthead style video format, and it was sort of comfortable, as you say, easy going sort of melodic doom.
Don't have to work to it,
yeah.
Don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed our video today, please do like, share and subscribe. We'll see you in another video sometime very soon. Take care.